To absolutely no one's surprise, we have yet another breaker on Whatnot stealing a one of one that was meant to be for one of their viewers in a giveaway pack. This is very frustrating. It's nothing really new. We sort of see this, almost once or twice a month now, if not more, from breakers on these platforms, from sellers on these platforms. So there's nothing really breaking news about this, but I want to talk about it to highlight the situation, bring it to your awareness, but then also push the conversation to what, Fanatics and Whatnot can actually do when it comes to vetting people on their platforms. In this particular case, it looks like the person has essentially deleted all social media and done a bit of a runner. But, I think there's more that can be done. And it's very frustrating when you sort of see the industry where it is today, that this kind of behavior, these kinds of people can still be associated with it and still take advantage of people. So I want to unpack it for those reasons, and then we'll sort of talk through it down in the comments below as always. Now, like I said, or at least I think I did in that intro, I woke up this morning to a few DMs, a few tags and some posts talking about this breaker over here stealing a card from a giveaway that was meant to be for a viewer. And like the post over here says from Soccer Cards HQ, apparently this breaker hit a Max Dowman Topps Chrome 1 of 1 in a free customer appreciation break, but now says he's going to keep the card because it will change his life. And obviously, there's obviously a clip associated with this as well. I'll play that for you in a second. But since obviously these allegations came to light and people went after him, in particular Boston Card Hunter, very much seems like he's taken down his website, which is what you're seeing on screen right now. It's not loading. And then also his Whatnot page has essentially been cleared dry. And like I said, it's very frustrating to sort of see this stuff happen. I'm going to play this video over here from Boston Card Hunter, and then I'll share my thoughts.
Whoa! Oh my God! Oh my God, we're giving away Max Dowman's 1 of 1 for free. We are about to give away Max Dowman's 1 of 1 for free.
And then he starts talking about how he wants it for his family.
Change my family's life and keep it, or do I change someone else's life? Can't give that away, surely.
People start hitting me up like crazy overnight. So I reach out to the guy, and then the dude deletes his Instagram in 5 minutes. I think he's gone from Whatnot, but I feel bad for whoever pulled this. Everyone, watch out for this card. We gotta make.
So it's a bit frustrating, like I said, because I try to reach out to him. The Instagram is gone. The Whatnot page is gone. The commentary from people that were watching the break or reported the break essentially say that he took the card. He did end up keeping it for himself, try to make some excuses, try to blame his wife, which is what you're sort of seeing on screen now from Soccer Cards HQ. Apparently, he posted an update that's no longer visible, but he said, after time to reflect, he thought the best way was to blame his wife. I don't have the context on that. I try to chase up on it, but essentially we don't have an answer. As it looks right now, he's essentially stolen the card, kept it for himself, and didn't actually give it away to a viewer. And like by all reports too, from what people have said on Instagram, essentially he was running a giveaway break. The person I don't think was identified because he opened the pack first and then decided to give it away to someone, apparently. And that wasn't determined, but it is what it is. He's kept the card. He's essentially done the whole backyard breaks thing where they can't give away the T-Law Kaboom, the gold Kaboom, because it's going to change his life.
That is a Tesla!
Oh my God.
Get Elon on the horn!
Oh my God.
Now, the card itself, from what I've read, from what people have told me, apparently has a bounty on it for $30,000 US. I couldn't find any valid information on that, but it's one to keep an eye out for. Now, obviously, Boston Card Hunter there said towards the end of the clip to keep an eye out for the card specifically. I actually wasn't aware that this was the case in Premier League Chrome. I don't think they do this for everything, but apparently it's happening here. Soccer Cards HQ, who is the person who I referred to in that original tweet, essentially said the interesting part in this is it's actually a paper card that they put Chrome over on the top. The real Max Dowman is actually going to be redeemable from Topps directly. So when the redemption comes in from Topps to claim apparently the real Topps card, the Chrome card, they're going to know where it goes. So this dude didn't in fact steal it. Topps is going to know who the person is. Now, obviously, Topps is not going to do anything about that. It's not their prerogative to do it. They're probably not even going to see this, but it's just one to sort of flag in terms of a little bit of a correction in terms of what is happening. Now, obviously, this is very frustrating. You see this happen a lot on these platforms, and I just don't understand why people are willing to do that on a camera. Like, you should be happy for the person you're giving it away to, and it's one of those things where I just don't get why they do it. Why you shoot yourself in the foot? Why you're willing to risk everything to steal, a card, even if the card's worth 30 grand. Like, if you're a breaker and you're here to make money for the rest of your life, you want to make a career out of things, you're going to make a lot more than 30 grand doing things the right way and looking after your customers. So again, we see somebody get overwhelmed because naturally they appear to be ingrained to want to rip off people and want to make sure that the house always wins. This is, very, very frustrating. And, I don't truly know how Topps and Whatnot actually fix this. And when I say Topps, I mean Fanatics Live through their, live selling platform. Because naturally, when you look at the hobby where it is today, there are so many people selling and flipping things that you've got this huge ecosystem now. So it's a really hard thing to vet and get control over. But when you've got, bad eggs in there, they're always going to slip through. But surely there's ways that they could be doing more and give people opportunities to sort of crack down on this kind of crap. Because if this wasn't actually a bannable offense by Whatnot, like this person just decided to dip themselves, like it would be good to see Whatnot actually ban this person and actually, stamp it out. But in the grand scheme of things, like how much control are they actually going to have? This happens so often. And there's so many like small sellers on there that just purely rip people off. And I don't know how we truly fix it. And this is sort of the scary thing. And like I've talked about, a lot as well, you've essentially got these platforms now where they've opened the floodgates for scumbags to sort of take advantage of them. And when you're talking about, an industry that's completely unregulated, that might have regulation come in at some point because you watch breaking and it's, no different to gambling. How are you sort of going to get a control of these kinds of things when those kinds of questions start getting raised? When you sort of see these games that these people are playing, the duck races, the merry-go-rounds, they're doing the sleight of hand card crap that they do with the decks and all that kind of crap. It's just a mess. They need to sort of get better. They need to figure out a way to vet these people a lot better and also give the community a way to, actually report these people. Like it's very frustrating to sort of see all these people that are aligned to Fanatics and Whatnot that are sponsored by them that talk about these platforms don't do enough to call this out. Because let's hypothetically say I was sponsored via Fanatics or Whatnot and part of that like association, that collaboration was for me to maybe shout them out, but then also, be that bridge between collectors in terms of viewers and what is actually happening on this platform. So if I was in that position and I saw, something like this happen on Whatnot, I'd expect to be able to have a direct communication with Whatnot and say, hey, did you see this? Can you ban this person? All these people that have sponsorships with Whatnot have that ability to do those things, to reach out to people. Why aren't they doing that? And if they are doing it, why aren't they telling us that they're doing it? And if they're, are doing it and they're not getting responses from a Whatnot or Fanatics, they need to talk about that as well. But what I feel that happens in this space is all these people are willing to get paid, but they don't want to do, the right thing. So for me, it's very frustrating. I think they need to figure out a way to open up that gateway of communication between people, like you watching this or me, in my capacity to sort of call this kind of crap out and get an avenue in of direct communication. Because this needs to be fixed. Like this guy, whether he decided to change his mind in the end or not, I don't think that's a risk you can have. Like you can risk having him come back on your platform and do this again to somebody else. Because if you're going to be so brazen and willing to do that, like what else has he done in the past? And maybe this is a one-off and maybe the moment got to him. Like everybody deserves second chances, but stuff like this is not a good look. Like, come on, guys. We need to get better. And the fact that this happens all the time on these platforms is just not good enough. Like, what are Whatnot and Fanatics actually doing to fix this? Yes, it's a hard problem to solve, but when you're talking about, almost $1 billion industry, you need to do better. So anyway, it is what it is. Share your thoughts down below. Like I said, if I get an update on this guy in terms of his apology and what he actually did with the card, I'll let you know. But as of right now, it appears he kept it. And then when he had some pushback come from people like Boston Card Hunter and others, he decided to do a run-up. So that's what it looks like right now. Get more information, I'll share it. And if you guys have more information down below, also share it and I'll pin your comment. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.